What's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Just United here with myself, Gov.
And myself, M Flows. You already know. And today we're going to be discussing the first game of the season. Big game, of course. United versus Fulham at home. And we're going to discuss everything about that match, aren't we, Gov?
We are indeed.
I know, and it was a squeaky win from yourselves, wasn't it, in the first game?
Yeah, just about. But you know what? First game's always about getting the points on the board. Obviously, there's quite a few talking points as well from the game. But yeah, I'm happy with the win.
And was you happy with the performance as well then?
The first half, I think we obviously had a few chances. Bruno had a few chances. They had a chance as well. They could have scored at 0-0. Tete from outside the box. It was one of them where you expect Anana to save it, but you just think it could have gone in, and then it could have been a hard day of the office.
I mean, to be fair, it was a very, very audacious attempt from Tete. And to be fair, none of the United players were closing down. And Onana made an acrobatic
Bruno
save.
Bruno made a little chance to kind of get in there and close it down, but he was just like he didn't want to make the challenge. Obviously a little bit shook probably to give away a free kick that close as well.
Yeah, of course. And let's be honest, it was a great shot as well. But like you said, Onana made that great save after that. And to be fair, I thought that they caused you a fair bit of problems in the first half, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. They did. They had that chance, and then they had the chance where they were on the break towards our goal as well. And if it wasn't for another good block by Harry Maguire, then we could have been in trouble.
Yeah, of course. And to be fair, the first half was quite engaging. To be fair, yourselves, Bruno had a great chance to put yourselves in the lead at 1-0, and he didn't take it. What were your thoughts?
Try going with the outside of the boot, and when you watch it, you just think, you're that close. Come on, let's get the shot off and hit a target, but don't hit the goalkeeper. That's the last thing you want to do. I get what he was trying to do with the outside of the boot. He's probably trying to curve it around him, but yeah, Leno made himself big and made the save for it.
Yeah, of course. I felt like he kind of scuffed the shot, to be fair, but it was as a result of Leno's mistake, wasn't it? I'm sure, because he was being pressed by Rashford and Casemiro, etc. I think that, of course, that's where the first opportunity really came from yourselves.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, there was, of course. How do you think the team performed collectively in the first half? Then
I think for the first 30 to 40 minutes, it was like, when's this goal coming? When's this goal coming? I think the first half we could have done a lot better. Again, if we took our chances, we could have been 1-0 up, maybe even more, because the game opens up then. But I think from United's point of view, I think there was a lot to improve on from the first half. I think we could have done a lot better.
And you was actually at the game, right?
Yeah.
What was the atmosphere like in the
atmosphere?
stadium
Was
then?
electric. It was electric. A lot of the fans were obviously ready for the first game of the season. There wasn't anything like negative energy or anything like that. It was everybody was happy to be there. Yeah, atmosphere is electric. Oh, can't beat nights at Old Trafford, especially after the long summer that we had with the Euros.
Mm-hmm. And you had some of your new signings start up in that lineup as well. So you had Mazraoui start at right back, and I think you had De Ligt come on later on in the game as well.
Yeah,
And
De Ligt came on for the last 10 minutes of the game. Mazraoui, I thought, up until there's a certain point in the game, I think it would have been around the first half, where Ahmad looked really well, lively. He was a proper live wire, cutting in from the right, and then he's offering up a lot of running. Like he was actually running, trying to get on the end of balls, couple 1-2s. But Mazraoui, for me, Maguire was good as well. But Mazraoui, to be, first game of the Premier League season, thrown in the deep end, starting at the right back, I think he didn't put a foot wrong. He actually held on to the ball when he needed to. He passed it when he needed to, made the tackle when he needed to, got back and covered when he needed to. He's kept it simple, which is what you want from your players, really, sometimes in a game, because, if Fulham score in that game, then it becomes a bit, we got to score now, and it becomes a little bit tighter then. But he played really well. He's a standout performance for me in that game.
Okay. So would you said that in that first game, then he would have been your man of the match, maybe then?
So Maguire, people say to a lot of the time, oh, you know what, he can't really hold a high line, he can't play a high line because he hasn't got the pace. But he's headering balls away, making tackles, last
Mm-hmm.
man tackle as well when
Mm-hmm.
Martinez was running into midfield.
Mm-hmm.
When he got caught on the ball,
Mm-hmm.
uh, Maguire was there to make the tackle, last man tackle. So it was a really good game from him. And obviously, we've got to talk about Zirkzee as well, coming off the bench to score in the game. I think our best player was probably Mazraoui in that game. I do think he had a really good game. Maguire as well was up there. Zirkzee obviously got the winning goal. Garnacho with the assist. They both come off the bench.
I think as well, actually, if I'm correct as well, when thinking back to the game, I think the goal came from the right hand side as well.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
did. It did. Garnacho with the cross, obviously, like I said, they just come off the bench. Um, had about half an hour to play. Uh, and yeah, he played really well. Colby Mainu kind of went under the radar a little bit with what he was doing, but he played really well as well. He's making tackles and just doing his job like he always does.
And to be fair, I mean, I guess Kobe Mainoo's kind of picked up where he left off last season. Really, it wasn't a very glamorous performance, but it was more so just getting the job done. And I felt like that's what United really went and done with the win. Really,
It's how he's got himself into the team. He's played really well and he's carried on doing that. He doesn't shy away from anything. He could have four players around him and he's going to try and take them on. He's going to try and move, which is what you don't see a lot from a lot of the players at the moment. Another player I want to mention, actually, Mason Mount. Looked sharp again. Made our most presses in that game. I think it's
hmm
something like 23 presses he made in that game.
hmm
And Man United won the possession back in the final third more than any other team in the opening weekend. So, and he was a major part of that.
he
Mason
should have
Mount was.
actually scored a goal at some point as well.
Yeah, that
He
chance when Rashford was when he was coming in.
He squared it to him. How he missed, I have no idea. To be honest, I took great pleasure in that miss.
And the miss at the end of the game as well with Garnacho.
Yeah.
Exact same thing. The Mount one off, I think he kind of just took it off Rashford. Rashford was running in, and he kind of like, I get what you mean. It was in his path, but like that one at the end, that one, I think at 1-0, if there was 10 minutes added time at the end of that game. Luckily there was only four. If there was 10 minutes at the end of that game, then we would have been done because they could have come back and scored a couple of goals himself.
Yeah, of course. And we sort of touched on Zirkzee as well. So he came on for that half an hour cameo, I guess. How do you think he done overall?
He's really bright. He's really bright. He got himself out in the pitch. The first 10 minutes, like when there was a corner, he was asking Martinez, "Where shall I defend?" He wasn't really sure, which is fair enough,
hmm
because obviously he's only been training with us for a couple of weeks. But yeah, he looked proper. He looked a little bit shy when he first came on,
hmm
but towards the end of the game, he started linking up play, dropping deep, taking on a couple of players. But he looked like he was just trying to feel himself in, and he got himself a goal. Can't do any better than that. I know you people were waiting for the 007 as well. You ain't getting that, fam.
But yeah, I mean, to be fair, obviously my first impressions of Zirkzee as well, I do agree. I thought he looked a bit, reserved initially when he came on. Obviously, half an hour, your manager's brought you on. It's 0-0, first game of the season, etc. Obviously, the kind of expectation is to perform.
Yeah,
And I guess he took a few minutes to acclimatize to that, like you said. And then, of course, he really started to display some of the qualities and the reasons why Man
he
United purchased him.
he's. That's what I was hoping for though, because it was when I was watching him play, I could see Hoyland, and it was like, oh, is he gonna be better than Hoyland? Is he gonna be the same as Hoyland? But they're completely different. Like Hoyland likes to, be more physical, make that run in behind. But he was, like I said, he took a bit of time to get into the game.
hmm
But when he did, he's something that we've been craving for a long time. That striker up top. But yeah, I can't say much more than that. I'm really really happy with the win, and yeah, I'm glad we got it in the end.
And to be fair, the stats kind of back it up as well. You know, you had 4 big chances that were created. We obviously touched on some of those as well. A lot of a lot more passes, etc. You know, there's been sort of an agenda that, you know, Ten Hag's going to play this possession based game, etc. How do you think overall the performance was then?
The performance, like in the first half, the performance was, you know, it was first game of the season. You got to feel your way in, and you know, figure out if you can play the way the manager's asking you to play. And you know, obviously we had Mazraoui back at right back,
You're playing
Gallo at left back. You know, which he played last season, but it's still you got Harry Maguire, Martinez again. That partnership didn't really develop last season, so it was a lot. There's a lot of, you know, hopes and that the players would pick up where they wanted to, and yeah, I'm happy with it. The first half performance, like I said, it was lacking a little bit. Could have asked for a little bit more, but in the second, especially with the chances we had, but second half was really well. I think we came into the game towards the end, started controlling it, and yeah, it was literally one of them games, first game of the season. You know, all that matters is getting the points on the board, like I said at the start. That's all you want from your team.
Agreed. Obviously, I'd rather you guys didn't put up any points on the team on the scoreboard, and you know, you was bottom of the league. But hey ho,
we were top. Don't forget.
Yeah,
and we were top.
just for one day, mate. Calm down,
yeah.
calm down. But of course, next game, Brighton. How you feeling for it?
Brighton always give us a tough game. I think, you know, we got to prepare a little bit better for that one, because obviously it's away. We ain't gonna have the fans. And yeah, let's see what the players do. Obviously Brighton have got a new manager as well. But yeah, catch you at the next one, guys. That was the United review.